I wanted to ask you this: the toughest road game on the slate, because everybody looks at names and they don't always look at destinations. And I've said it for years that going to the West Coast is so damn hard to win a true road game out there. And for that reason, Southern Cal to me is the toughest road game on the schedule. And I understand Oklahoma's going to be tough, Nebraska's going to be tough, but something about going into that other time zone way out there that really has done it to Michigan football over the years.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this all summer last year, in anticipation for the Washington game. What is it, like one game they've won out there?
Yeah.
They're like at a Pac-12 opponent. Of course, now
In
they're
my
not Pac-12.
lifetime, and it was a fluke. It was an onside kick fluke UCLA win in
UCLA.
1989. Yeah,
Okay.
and J.D. Carlson kicks the game winner after Veda Murray, the late great Veda Murray, recovers an onside kick, and so otherwise they lose that game too. So it is hard. It's hard for anybody to go out there. Remember, Penn State going out there probably should have lost to USC last year. To be honest, if we're being fair, and it was I think it was an overtime game even. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's hard. It is very hard, and so that to me is the one. I am certainly not discounting Oklahoma and Nebraska, as you and I both saw. Unbelievable place to play. The atmosphere there is fantastic. Good people too. They really are knowledgeable fans and are really pretty down to earth. We'll see if that lasts. If Michigan wins a few more in a row here, Penn State used to be that way too. They were really, really nice until they got their ass kicked 9 times in a row, and then they hated your guts. So we'll see how that plays out.
I'll say this about the Nebraska fan. They favor the coaches poll too much. Get in line with the rest of us. The AP
Exactly.
poll's where it's at. But
That Tom Osborne, I tell you, he
no,
got
but
his retirement gift back in 1997.
yep, they got lobbied for by
Yep.
Scott Frost. But I think I was
We're
like
not bitter though.
I
We're
was a
not
year
bitter.
old.
Yeah. Well, I was a little more than that, and I'm still pissed. How's that?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
I
No,
got a story about that. I got to tell you. I think it was Corwin Brown who was. It might not have been Corwin Brown. It was somebody else. Yeah, Corwin wasn't on that team. It was somebody from the '97 team. One of the safeties was on a call with Doug Karsh when Doug Karsh was at, I think, WTKA still in Ann Arbor, and he's a radio show host in Ann Arbor. And Scott Frost was on the team with him, and the safety, whoever it was, said, "Hey, oh, by the way, Scott Frost is walking right next to me right now." And Doug's like, "What? Tell him, your lobbying was embarrassing or something like that. Put him on the phone. Put him on the phone." Scott Frost would not get on the phone, but what great radio that would have been in Ann Arbor if Doug Karsh could have gotten a hold of him. Now the play-by-play voice of Michigan football, obviously. So, needless to say, we don't think much of Scott up here. I don't know if they do it in Nebraska anymore either.
no,
Gunther?
I don't
Gunther,
think
you want to
so.
get on here and tell us? I'm just kidding. You don't have to get on, but she's
The
shaking
people,
her head. So I'm not going to speak for her. So we'll talk about that on the next show.
the people of Orlando love him though. He's back down at UCF.
Great.
I'm fascinated to see how that'll go.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But no, that's awesome, and that's a hilarious story. That would have been great radio. Maybe Doug on his show now, which is in Detroit, can get Carol Frost on.
Yeah, we'll
Do
see.
I mean, you have that poll email wise, but would she come on an actual interview with somebody?
I can't imagine now. Maybe 15 years ago when she was all pissed off at us. That was amazing. She sent us, for people who don't know, she sent us, we all made fun of her son and staff predictions before the Alamo Bowl in 2005, I think it was. And it's all in good fun for the most part. It's not anymore. Now we hate his guts, but no, I'm just kidding. But his mom sent us all a nasty email talking about how her Scotty made more in one season than we had in our lifetimes. All of us Wolverines, I think she called them, and it was amazing. I have that, and I will take that to my grave. So actually, I offered an olive branch, and said, hey, if she wanted to do lunch, call me. But I have not heard from her yet. 1968 Olympian Carol Frost,
legend.
Yes, legend.
It's so good. If Michigan schedules UCF again, I'm here in the next several years. I'm sure it'll resurface. That was great back in 2016 when you put that out there as well. But okay, we're a little off track. We'll get back on it here with. Actually, I got to answer your question. I think it's probably USC as well. I'm very torn on that because I've thought about it, and I think that the Oklahoma game. And this is why last year the big debate was what's the second toughest game on Michigan's schedule? Is it Texas or Oregon? And I was on the Texas side of things because of where it was in the schedule. And I think the same could be the case for Oklahoma because it is week 2. Are you going to be playing a couple quarterbacks? Are you going to go with the true freshman right away? Is Mikey Keene, if he is healthy, ready to go in an environment like that? He's played in some big environments in his career, but not, maybe as a team that's expected to go in and win. So those things scare me a little bit about that game, but at the same time, I do think going out west against a USC team that could be improved. I mean, they're recruiting better. We'll see if it pays dividends right away.
Yep.
Could be a little
They'll
tough.
have athletes. They'll have a lot of athletes. There'll be a lot of Michigan fans there, but it's still a road game on the coast.
Here's the difference. I believe the Oklahoma game is going to be on the ESPN family of networks, which means night game is very likely, I would think. And if it is USC, if Fox picks that one up, which I imagine Michigan at USC they may, it's probably going to be your big noon kickoff. Although you got the NBC and CBS slots now, but that could be tougher just playing at night in Norman. But
A big noon kickoff would be what, 9 a.m.
9
I
a.m.
don't
there,
think.
so yeah, it'd probably have
I
to
don't think
be.
that's. I don't think that's
It'd probably have
happening.
to be 3:30. Yeah,
Exactly.
they did it, didn't they? Do a 9 a.m. game last year, or they've talked about the possibility
Yeah,
of
that,
doing
that
that.
ain't
That'd be
happening.
insane.
Michigan would never allow that. So
Yeah, that'd be terrible.